What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Comic Culture. My name is Nick. It is March 24th, new comic book day. I got a stack of books to go through, so let's get into it. All right, welcome back. Let's start off the video by going over something that I saw a lot of people talking about. It's a book that I don't really have on my pull list. I read some of the Future State stories related to this and some of the Joker War tie-ins, but I never really got into the character. And that's Nightwing number 78. So I picked this up because everybody said it was so darn good, and I don't have any expectations, but we'll see how this one turns out. So thanks for the recommendation. Another one I picked up this week because I really love the series, and Robbie over at Pop Culture Philosophers got me addicted to this book, and I wasn't able to get it when it came out, but here is Finger Guns number 1. This is the variant cover. I love that cover. So much color, such a great story. It's a very human story. Essentially what the story is these kids develop a power that they can actually interact with the world by making a finger gun and kind of shooting. So different characters have different abilities with that, and it just kind of plays through in a very human way. So highly recommend this book if you haven't read it yet. So moving over to DC, we have Harley Quinn number 1. This is the Infinite Frontier debut. I did enjoy this series in Future State. It's kind of Harley's redemption story. So I thought the writing was really good and the art was really good. I'm not too sure about the art in this particular one, but we'll check it out and we'll see what we think. Moving on to Teen Titan Academy number 1, another Infinite Frontier beginning. So I did like the Infinite Frontier issue 0 kind of setup for this particular book. It's been said before, but this is awfully reminiscent of Strange Academy, which Marvel's doing right now. So we'll see how this one pans out. I don't know who Red X is. I did not watch the show when I was a kid or whenever it came out. We'll give it a look, see what we think, and yeah, hopefully it's good. Moving over to Batman, we got Detective Comics. This is issue 1034. Again, it's kind of the beginning of the Infinite Frontier story. Same creative team as the Dark Detective on Future State, which is one of the books I really enjoyed on Future State. So I cannot wait to dig into this one. So moving over to Marvel, I only have one book this week. Not a big week for Marvel for me anyways. It's the coolest variant that I saw for the Alien number 1. Scotty Young variant. That little guy is just jumping right on top of that that human. He has no idea what's in for him. So I love that cover. That's probably my favorite cover of all of them so far. So I'm looking forward to this. I was a big Alien fan growing up when I was a kid. So really looking forward to seeing what's in this run in particular. So yeah, Alien number 1, Marvel. On to the independent books. No number 1s. I got an issue 2 and an issue 3 to go over. We'll start with the issue 3. We got HaHa number 3. Another great, amazing story. This one apparently has very little dialogue, hence the mime right there. So I'm really interested in seeing what this one was about. I think issue 2 was more well received in the community. Issue 1 left us with a couple questions of, did the ending actually really happen? It's kind of one of those vibe kind of books. Something tragic happens. Did the rest of the story actually happen, or was it kind of in his mind, or was he imagining it, or was it like an afterlife kind of experience? So who really knows? That those kinds of stories are interesting, but can get kind of annoying. Issue number 2, although it was a more straightforward issue, kind of showcasing the demons that could be passed from generation to generation based on what you're exposed when you're a kid. Sometimes you're destined to grow up to be just like your parents and follow in those same footsteps. So it's a kind of a story about that origin of this particular little girl and her relationship with her mom and dad. So HaHa number 3, who knows what we're in for with this one. I am very much looking forward to it. And it's by the same guys who do Ice Cream Man, which if you watch my other videos, I can't say anything, more about Ice Cream Man. I love that series too. Then the last independent book that I picked up was Stray Dogs number 2. Really liked Stray Dogs number 1. I think it kind of was a sleeper, at least in my poll. So I think I've heard nothing but good things about issue number 1. And issue number 1 went over the story of a certain pup who you kind of feel like they're at the vet to get put down in a way, but maybe not. And that pup actually wakes up and he's surrounded by a bunch of unfamiliar dogs in a house they don't know with an owner that we don't know much about. But as that puppy tries to get to know the other dogs and then the house and a little bit more about the owner, there's some surprising things that kind of come up, but then we kind of backtrack a little bit because of the short-term and long-term memory issues with this particular dog. So I think they're going to blow out the story in the next couple issues. So I'm really excited to read this one and see what we get. And then last but not least, the new previews book did come out. So I went ahead and picked up my copy of the previews book. I always get these. I have a couple different resources online to see what's coming out in the future, but I kind of like the hardcover version of it too. And I don't know, I just like flipping through it and seeing what's coming out. I know that Marvel had their own insert for this, and I think this is Planet Size X-Men, a preview for that, which I'm looking forward to a lot. Art looks really good, and I haven't really been into many X-Men books or X-Men related titles in a very, very long time. They've just kind of been a little bit disappointing to me. So I've kind of stayed away from that, went a little bit heavier in DC and the independent book. So maybe this is a story that will get me kind of back into Marvel, into the X-Men universe at least. So we'll hope so. So thanks for watching. That's what I picked up today. What did you guys pick up today? Leave me a comment down below. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't, the bell notification icon, and that like button. I really appreciate it. Thanks again.